Hey everyone, it's been a little bit since I've done a video. We've had a lot going on, holidays. We've had some family stuff going on, but I'm back at it today. We are going to work on a Galaxy cup, and this is going to be for a customer. It's a custom order. I'm going to be using water slides to show you how to do that. Uh, Go over my preparation, getting set up, working on the Galaxy itself, getting everything done, and getting getting the cup done for the customer. Okay, so here's my water slides right here. This one I've already got cut out. It's better to have a second one just in case we mess up on the first one, and I don't have to reprint and waste a whole sheet. So I'd go ahead and I print everything out, have both of them printed out, have a second one. So I'll set this to the side for now. I have to get my water here in just a minute. I've got my epoxy ready, but right now we're going to work on this cup. So we're going to be putting the Galaxy on. Sorry. So to get it going, I've got my white right here. I've got peacock blue, violet, and purple. These are the colors I'm going to use. Obviously, I'm going to try to match the colors somewhat of this right here. It's mostly purple and a little bit of maybe a red, but I'm going to throw some blue in there to kind of throw some extra color in. So we did a shirt for this same customer with the same design on it and everything. So to get started, what you need is, let me open up my drawer here. You need one of the big cups. So get one of the big cups, or you can use a little cup, it doesn't matter. But to me, using the big cup, actually I'm not going to waste the big cup. I'm just going to use the small one. That way we don't waste any of the big cups. So just grab the small one. We got it right here. Let me turn you here. You can see all our cups and everything, all our inks and everything down in there. That's our alcohol ink that goes to my airbrush machine. Set this to the side. That's for the epoxy later. So if you see right here, I've dabbed a little bit of the colors to see what I wanted to use, which color of the purple and which color of the blue I wanted to use. So here's my cup. I've got it ready. I've already got it. I sanded it. I wet sanded it and then spray painted it black. Got every bit of it black. Did 2 coats black on it. You don't have to do 2 coats of black. I just did 2 coats. Shake this up. You gotta shake the white up. So we're pretty much going to use the rest of this one. Luckily we have another one, plus we have a bigger bottle if needed. So we'll set that to the side. And we have a cup down here that has sponges in it from Dollar Tree. From one of my last videos, you just take one of these sponges right here. That's what we use to do our Galaxy. That's what I use. Try to keep everything pretty much organized. So I'll take it, I'll break it in half, and you don't want to put a whole lot on there just because, I mean, you're just going to dab it, or yeah, you're pretty much just going to dab and just start putting it on where you feel you want it and the design that you want to go with. And you got to give it a little bit of time to dry, and it is going to turn a little off color. That's okay. We're going to add a little more white to it as it gets more to it and can dry. And we're also going to leave a space, for the design. So maybe right here. We'll just do something like that. Make it wrap around. And ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my airbrush machine to airbrush this with the purple and everything and the blue. We're just going to airbrush it and those colors on. We're not going to dab those on because it takes a little longer. But I mean, you can do it like that too. And then the way I like to do this is you get some, oh crap, you get some like acrylic paint and you take it and flick it like that right there. Or you can use a little bit of spray paint. I'm just going to use a little bit of spray paint real quick. And you just flick it and it makes it look like the stars, and everything inside there. So let's go ahead and so we got our ultra matte white spray paint. Shake it up real good. I'm just going to spray it into another cup just to get a little bit in there. See, I don't like how it dabbed in there that thick, but it's all part of it. Some of that's going to get covered up anyways, so it's not that big a deal. Let's get that bottom. Don't forget your bottom whenever you go when you're doing your painting and stuff, or however you want to do it. Just make sure you don't forget the bottom. And of course, if it starts not wanting to flick a little bit, just add a little more paint. Obviously, I try not to add too much, just because I want it to spread. I just don't want it to. I don't want it to glob on there. Just be careful with the paint. There it goes. There we go. Right there. That's what I'm looking for. It don't have to be perfect, and that can be part of something we use, or we can cover it up and paint black over it. Just however we end up doing, we can cover it up. We'll leave the white right here where that design's going to go, because ultimately the design's going to go right here. I think I'm going to hit this with some black, though, to cover that. I don't like how it's blotchy, and I can take this and dab. Remember I said we was going to use some of that alcohol ink, and we're going to brighten that up a little bit. Well, we can brighten that up and kind of cover that up just a little bit. Look, accidents happen. I mean, it's part of figuring out everything. Ultimately, you're not going to see all of this anyway, so. Good way to look at things is nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Well, even with art, you're going to make mistakes, right? So why not just live by that? I try to. Look, I mean, I'm human just like everyone else. I make mistakes. So, I mean, look at that. I grabbed the one that was out. I used what was left in this one. That's why I got the second one out right here. But I also have a bigger bottle too if I need it. Oh, I ain't even punctured that one yet, so get my pen out. It's better to have a paper towel handy or something like that when you go to do this, because once you go and pull that out, that stuff likes to squirt everywhere. So, oh gosh, see, you got to be very careful you don't get. I loaded too much on there. See, you can learn from my mistakes like this right here. Just don't load too much on your sponge. And like I said, just dab it on. We're just brightening this color up a little bit. That's all it is. So it'll take the purples and the blues a little better. That's all we're doing. Ultimately, we're just gonna get this to where we like it. Now, I've done one of these before. I've done one for my niece. If you want, you can go check out our Facebook page and you can see the one I did for my niece. I put a design on it. It was I airbrushed it. It was a astronaut. She wanted something to do with space. She lives in Florida, and she wanted something that represents Alabama. And here in Alabama, we have the Space and Rocket Center, which has a lot to do, NASA building the rockets, and the Rocket Center. They train astronauts there and get them ready for flight. So it's pretty cool. I went there whenever I was a kid for a field trip. You get to go into some of the machines they go into to get ready to be get used to being up in space and see how it is. So ultimately, we're just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit. And yeah, you can see where I went in with the spray paint. The spray paint's going to be a little thicker than the alcohol ink, obviously. That's part of it. But like I said, I'm gonna airbrush this stuff, so you're not gonna see a lot of that. And hey, let's hit that bottom right there a little bit. Just say this wraps around here on the bottom. Just add a little bit to it. There we go. And that way it's got the stars. It's got the, like, I don't know, maybe a Milky Way or something, Just, you don't have to do it exactly the way I do it. I promise you this is going to turn out beautiful, though. Once it's done, this is going to be a beautiful cup. And you won't regret doing it, because even the last one I did with airbrushing the astronaut, I used teal and blue, and I was like, I don't know if I should mix those colors. Let's just try it out. If I mess it up, I can strip it all off and start over again. But when I got done, it was beautiful. And I did the same thing with her name. I put her name, airbrushed her name. Now, don't get me wrong, I did have a stencil. I created a stencil with my Cricut, I'm sorry, I don't have a Cricut, with our silhouette. So I created a stencil with it so I could set it on there and, make it a little quicker. Just let this dry a little bit longer because I added this up here. Just want to make sure that it's not wet at all. And the best way to do it, I wear the black gloves. I get them on Amazon, and I will post it up here so you can see where I get my gloves, my alcohol ink, my air. Where I get my airbrush kit, all that stuff, everything. And today we're using our single. I'm using my single turner. I don't want to get the big turner out. It's put away over there, right under there. And I'd rather just keep it put away for now. I'm really doing just one cup. I don't need to have the 4 turner out. This is our original turner we bought from Amazon, and it's worked great. So we're just going to use it. Hopefully I didn't lose the bolt and the nut for it. I don't think I did. But let's get this, let's let this dry. All right, so here we go. So I'll let you see. I'm gonna line my colors up here. I think I'm gonna start with the violet, though. Tell you the truth, I think starting with the violet would be a lot better. So let's get it loaded. So all you do is you take the cap off, and the brand of this is Master Airbrush. I don't know if you can see that real good. Focus. Yep, the Master Airbrush. So all you do, you get everything set up in there. You pour your inks in there, and you start spraying. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've already shaken them up before I started filming. So I put a little bit in there, just because. And look, if you get an airbrush kit, make sure you put this cap on. That stuff will fly everywhere. All right, so here we go. You want to see how that comes out. So you want to see, ultimately it's kind of coming out like a pinkish color, which is okay, because really I'm just going on the outside of it. I want to add some stars on top of that. And the reason why I'm going to add stars on top of that is because now that my painting is done, I can add the stars. You know, see, I blended a little bit of purple there, a little bit of blue over here. I want some white stars in there. You know, in the galaxy, there's white stars. So I'm going to add white stars to it. And it'll give it a little more contrast, you know. It's going to be beautiful, you know. And and I have Posca markers that I can use. I have all these Posca markers right here that I got from Amazon. I can use this and like dab some stars on, you know. I can do that. So either way, we got a way to do this. And this is what we use to sign the bottom of our cups too. And in this one, I was going to do a purple, but I don't think that purple's gonna show up on there. So I may end up getting my silver paint marker and using it. Or maybe my red. Maybe I'll use red. Yeah, I think I'll use red to sign my name on this one. Set it to the side. I always keep all my stuff's kind of readily available. All my stuff's around. Try to keep everything organized best as possible. So I put new gloves on. Those were coated in paint. But I'm going to have to take this one off because I'm going to have to show you how to, well, I can do it with these gloves on. Maybe better with the gloves on. Okay, so let's clean some of this stuff up out of the way because I'm going to get ready to put this water slide on. No, I don't want to get alcohol ink on it. I don't want to get the spray paint on it. Let's just get all this stuff out of the way. Alright, we want to get room temperature water in a bowl. We don't need a big bowl. We don't need hot water or cold water. Nothing like that. It just needs to be room temperature. I'm going to take this cup and I'm going to spray. We are going to get, let's set this aside for now because we've got to we're gonna clear coat it with our matte clear. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something. So remember I said don't spray too much the clear matte. Well, let's look at this. Well, I guess it helps. Got my stuff plugged up, don't it? That. Alright, so look how it discolored the cup a little bit. It didn't do it too much, but if you look, it brought out the pink. It made it look more of a pink color. But hey, happy accidents. You know, hey, this is still going to be a beautiful cup. When it's all said and done, it's not going to matter. It's still a beautiful cup. Let's get ready to stop it right there. Well, let's let it go ahead and let it turn some more because I need this to be right on top. Right there. Okay, so it needs to dry just a little bit more. Now, if you wanted to, you could take your heat gun and dry it. I just wanted to show y'all while this was drying that you know, accidents happen. Don't get upset. Don't get frustrated. Look at it as it's still beautiful, no matter how you put it. It's a work of art. It's a beautiful cup. It's still beautiful. It's not as vibrant. The violet isn't as vibrant as I had planned, but not everything in life works out the way we plan, right? So went ahead and set my cup up and everything, and let's go over something I had to do while I was setting all this up. So I realized that my nut was gone and my bolt was gone. Don't know what happened to it, and there it is right back there. Look at that. Thought it was missing, but because this kit comes with extra parts, I had it right here, right down here where you see this tote right here. There's one right next to it, right there. And in the bottom drawer, I keep all the spare stuff that comes with all my turners. Got it out. Boom. Problem solved. Didn't even think to look. Right there. That's crazy. It's sitting right there. Alright, so let's touch it and see how we do here. Still a little wet. We need to let it dry a little more. So I'll just let this dry, and then I'll come right back and show you how to do this water slide. Alright, so it's dry. So we're going to go ahead and get this water slide on. Look at there. Bob decided to pop in and say, hey, look, I got this for Christmas. And it's a Bob Ross bobblehead. You know, and he talks. You may not be able to hear it. Yep, can barely hear it. It's muffled really bad. Gotta have light to show dark, just like in life. So, I mean, me and my daughter say this is we gotta get it our daily dose of Bob in, and we'll come and we'll push this button. And so we'll hit the button. We both like to paint and everything, and it comes with this right here. It's a flip book. I know this isn't about, this has nothing to do with the cup, but I'm just saying, look, this is where I draw a lot of my artistic stuff from. I just try to do my own thing. Don't try to do what everybody else does, and kind of be like Bob, like a free spirit, you know. So, anyways, back to the cup. Enough about that. So all you do is you take this right here. You take this. You're gonna dunk it in there, and it gets to where it slides off the paper. It'll sit down in there. It'll slide in off the paper. You pick it up, and you just however you want to get it, and we're gonna get it. Try to get it about right there. I think maybe have to turn it again because I want it to be just right. We're going to cover up some of this right here no matter what. Okay, so I know it didn't turn it a whole lot more, but it was. I don't want to just turn like that. So anyways, it'll wrap around, and you'll be able to see it in just a minute. So I'm going to put it in the water. See, it curls up. As it gets to where it's working, it flattens out. When it's ready, before it's ready, it'll flatten out like it's supposed to. So like I said, you got to let it set for a minute. Sometimes you can kind of help it out a little bit. Got to let it soak that water up. See, it's starting to come off the paper now, but not all of it. That's the one thing you got to watch for when you get these water slides. You want it all to lay in there. Once it's ready, it'll start sliding off the paper. And look at there, starting to slide off now. Okay, so my hands are wet. I'll dry off my hands a little bit because I'm about to shift this back. You want to kind of keep it on that paper a little bit, but shift it up just a little bit, right? And then you pick it up. See how it's shifted? Now here's the hard part, and this is no joke. This is really the hard part. So you want to get it to where you want it, and you got to slide this thing out from underneath it. See how right there, how it curled underneath? You don't want that. You don't want the water. You want to let it sit for a minute. You got to let it dry. No matter what, you let it sit. And then once we come back to it, we will. You got to kind of pat the. It'll have water pockets in it. So what I do, I try to dry my hands off. Because you got to be very careful with this. This stuff will rip. That's why I printed the second one. This stuff will rip on you, and it is horrible. See how it just moved? You don't want it to move once it's on there, but you don't want the air bubbles underneath either, because it'll hold that water, and it'll ruin it once you go to put that epoxy on. I'll tell you right now, this is the best one I've done so far. Look, I'm going to show you something. This cup right here I did for a customer, that's water slide. See that? And it looks good. Just a couple of the corners, they kind of turned to the side, like right here. They kind of flipped under, and I couldn't fix it. Luckily, this one was easier to fix, and we ain't really got to do a whole lot to it. We ain't got to do anything. All right, so we're back. It is dried. So now we're going to get to the epoxy. Today we're using the Amazing Quick Coat. This is part A, part B. So it tells you right here, mix ratio 1:1 by volume. You're going to do work time 20 to 25 minutes at 75 degrees. Tack free time is 4 to 5 hours. So within 4 to 5 hours, which I'm going to let it turn overnight. I always let my cuts turn overnight. But full cure is going to be 3 to 5 days. And it'll be at 75 degrees. Everything here is at 75 degrees. So just a simple keychain. You can put somebody's name on it or whatever, and sell it or give it away. I might just send it to him and say here, and have his logo on there, like the Magic Llama vibes. Might just have that put on there. Just wrote right there. Keychain, sparkly and everything kind of goes with it. And I mean, I can add some white to it. Just add a little more glitter to it. Now be careful because you don't get this on your cup, Just add some white glitter to it. And that way, boom, you got that done. You didn't waste all your glitter. And you got rid of your excess. Got rid of your excess epoxy without wasting it. And you can create something, something nice, something special right there. I know if you ever watch other videos on YouTube, you don't see people's trash. Look, like this is the real world, okay? We're gonna do this real life. Look, this is all my stuff that I use, okay? So with me using all this, you're gonna see all of it. I gotta clean up my area. Hey everyone, back. So we finished the cup up. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Turned out great. So if you like this cup, you like this video, just hit that like button, push the subscribe button, and come back and watch the next one we do. See y'all later.